Hello friends, welcome to this lecture. We have been discussing pin functions of microprocessor 8085. So the three important pins uh, that work together are IOM bar pin. This indicates the read and write operation and to distinguish whether the address is sent for IO device or memory. So this bar indicates that the operation is for memory and happens when there is a low, active low, right? Together with we have RD bar. Last time we have discussed this briefly, and also we have WR bar. These three pins are actually issued by microprocessor, and that helps us to generate control signal. See how IOM bar control pin, this is output, this is output, and this is output from the microprocessor. RD for read, WR for write. Reading means getting the contents of memory, and writing means storing the contents from microprocessors to memory locations. And see that how many combinations we have here. So look here, once again you see that both of them are active low. See, if this is a 0, then say this 0 and this is 1. See that this 0 means which operation? It is memory. This 0 means active low, so it is a memory read and no write operation. So this is memory read operation. Okay, now if this is 0 and this is 1 and this is 0, now both of them are active low, so which operation will be possible here? Writing. And 0 means memory operation, and that is a memory write. You understand? So when this is a 0 0, the operation is always memory, and whether it is read or whether it is write, and we know that reading and writing. Okay, so there is no confusion. And now when this control pin is say 1, now 1 means not memory, it is IO. And when this is 0 and this is 1, this is a IO or IO read. That means microprocessor will read information from the input device, get the data from the input device. 1, suppose this is 1 and this is also 1 and WR bar is 0. So this 1 1 means the operation is associated with IOs, and this WR bar 0 means it is a writing. So this is IO write. IO write means microprocessor will give out data or write the data to output device. So clear cut, there is a distinction whether the operation is associated with IOs or whether the operation is associated with memory, reading and writing. So this is the purpose of these three important pins. Then we have reset in and reset out. See that here we have reset in and this here reset out. As the name indicates, reset means you know that whenever a reset button to any machine or any system is pressed, and what happens, it starts from the starting point. You know that for every computer there is a reset button. Here what happened actually, reset in, this is the name and there is a bar on this. That means this is the input button, input pin to the microprocessor, and bar on that means it is a active low. So when you connect 0 level to this pin, microprocessor begins or restarts from the beginning, restarts from the first instruction of monitor program. What is monitor program? Monitor program is the, you can say, housekeeping instruction, set of housekeeping instruction, or it is a operating system, or you can say microprocessor starts from starting point, meaning सुरुवाती पासून सुरुवात करणे. So that is the reset in. So it begins with the very first instruction of the operating system, and you have used this button on computer when your computer system hangs or something goes wrong, and then you press this reset button, and once again computer restarts, and it becomes ready, and then you get the Windows icon and all that. So this is the purpose of this pin on microprocessor. But only resetting microprocessor is not enough. You know that computer is the system organization of several I/O devices and chips. We call them as a peripheral chips, right? So all the I/O devices and peripheral chips also reset, and therefore whenever you reset the microprocessor gives out high on this pin, that is the reset out. So this is the output pin from the microprocessor. The moment you make it 0, we make it 0. In response to that, microprocessor gives out 1 on this line, and this line is connected to reset of all the chips available on the computer motherboard, right? And therefore all the chips also restarts. They starts from the starting point, that is the resetting. So these two pins are associated with reset in and reset out. Then we have two pins, we call them as a status pin, S1 and S0, right? These are the two pins, therefore the possible combinations here are, say both of them can be 0, 1 0, other 1, first 0, second first one, like this, and last one there is 1 1, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. So these are called the status pins. So in a large system computer we use more than one microprocessor. There is not a single microprocessor, but there can be 2, 4, 8, 16 microprocessor, and these microprocessor gets to know the status of every other microprocessor by reading these signals. The meaning of this S0 S1 status pin is taken like this: when both of them are 0, there is a halt, then there is a read operation, then there is a write operation, and 1 1 means fetch. So by knowing this binary bit pattern, every other microprocessor understand that if suppose one microprocessor gives 0 0 on these pins, it is taken as a halt. Halt means just a mukam, do nothing, right? Then if this is 0 and 1, that means that particular microprocessor is reading some information either from input device or some memory chip. Or S1 is a 1 and S0 is 0, means other microprocessor understand that this particular chip is writing the data to output device or writing some output device or memory, right? and if it is 1 1, that means there is a fetch cycle, which we have said fetching means giving the address, then reading the instruction of code, that is called the fetching the instruction. So if microprocessor is fetching the instruction from the RAM, then at that time these pins show 1 1. So these two pins are associated with that indicates the status of the microprocessor, and normally these are not used for the smaller system. When you are using only one microprocessor, these are not used, they are not used. Okay, this is about the status pins. Then we have hold and HLDA. Hold pin and HLDA. These two pins are associated with direct memory access operation. Later we shall discuss this in detail, but right now I will try to explain the purpose of this pin that is associated with DMA. DMA stands for direct memory access. That means in actually microprocessor control data transmission, we have a lot of data in RAM, and you may have some hard disk like input IO device, right? And we have the microprocessor unit, right? So when some data, some file from the say hard disk is to be loaded into the RAM, we want to transfer to the RAM, then what happens actually, this data must go plus microprocessor, and then it should go to the RAM. First byte, then second byte, reading this, sending the address, then the second byte, byte after byte, byte after byte. So every time reading or writing, microprocessor works as a substation, and it takes more time. So for transferring large amount of data, this technique is developed. And what is actually this? We use there what is called as a DMA controller. This is the another master chip, integrated chip, just like a microprocessor, but this is a specially designed for transferring the data high speed manner. So this controller has only one job, to take data from the input device and transfer directly to the memory, or take the data from the memory and transfer to the output device, so without the involvement of the microprocessor unit. And that's why it is called as a direct memory access from IOs to memory, memory to IO, without going into the microprocessor. But again, for transferring the data, you know that it requires the use of address and data bus, and therefore whenever there is a DMA request, this DMA controller chip send request here on this hold pin, HOLD, hold. So whenever this makes it hold, this is the hold request to whom? Microprocessor unit. And what is that meaning? That it indicates that I want to use address and data bus, so you hold what you are doing. Okay, and then microprocessor executes the current instruction and then stops and sends one on this. This is the hold acknowledge. hold acknowledge means इसने रिक्वेस्ट किया, इसने मान लिया, इसको कैसे पता चलेगा? बाय सेंडिंग वन. So this is the hold acknowledge, and when this one is that means sending one on this hold acknowledge means microprocessor unit has released the control of address and data bus. Now address and data bus can be used by the DMA controller, and it will transfer the data from input to RAM or RAM to output at a high speed. And upon completion of the data transfer, this DMA controller will make this hold request low, and then microprocessor again this will give it a make it a low, and microprocessor will resume its own program. So this is two pins that facilitates direct memory access. Then we have interrupt pin, some interrupt pin, that is RST 4.5, RST 5.5, RST 6.5 and RST 7.5. These are interrupt pins. What is the interrupt pin scheme is that in any system, for a better organization, as you know, computer is the organization of several IO devices, memory, microprocessor and all that. So 4 devices can be connected to these pins, right? And any device has some problem, that device can interrupt by giving a high signal on this, just rising or high level signal, and that is the interruption. The particular names are given because the different devices are there and each device may have any particular problem, and a particular problem requires particular service, and therefore whenever device to this is interrupting microprocessor is interrupted means it stops its current program execution and gives response to this interruption. And how it gives response? Its style is that it restarts at the address 0024. This is the 16-bit memory address, and where there is a interrupt service routine. That means this is the address of memory location where there is a program which is for giving service to that device connected to this line. So later we shall discuss this, how to remember this. Then if the other device is there and that interrupts the microprocessor, then microprocessor stops and jumps to the interrupt service routine which is kept at 002C address, and there is a program which works as a service for that device, and so on. For this there is the address 34, and for this there is a 003CH. What are these addresses and how I could recollect them? It is just the engineers have devised in this way: 4.5 multiplied by 8, whatever number is that in hexadecimal, it is a 24. 5.5 into 8, whatever number is that in hexadecimal, it is 2C. 6.5 into 8 gives 34 in hexadecimal. 7.58 is 3C, right? So this is a interruption system, right? And that means you can connect 4 devices to this, and they are called as hardware interrupt. Hardware interrupt means physically devices makes this 0 or 1, so interrupt the microprocessor. So before concluding today's lecture, I want to give one assignment that is very essential, because if I want to express 16-bit memory address, right? Look at this. So this is 1100001001011010. Look at this, 8-bit and 8-bit total 16-bit. Now this address, if you wish to write, you will have to write 16 digit here. But if I convert this 16 digit into hexadecimal, then this 1100 becomes just C, 0010 becomes 2, 0101 becomes 5, 1010 is a A. So you just convert this 4-bit binary to its hexadecimal digit, and now what we get is the address becomes C25AH, because every memory location is identified by the address. And for explaining further, for studying the instructions of microprocessor, we are always using this hexadecimal notation. Why? What is the reason why we are going to use this hexadecimal notation? Of course, microprocessor understands only binary. Everything goes into the binary. But this is just for our convenience, because just for representing so a 16-bit address, we need only 4 hexadecimal digit. Moreover, in hexadecimal digit we have a distinct 16 symbols, and that's why the numbers are very easy to remember and easy to identify than this, because in case of binary we have only zeros and ones. So the assignment to you is that you by heart this table, इसको मेमोराइज करो, पार्ट करो हा टेबल. दिस इज hexadecimal and there is a 4-bit binary equivalent. So on left hand side I have written 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You have studied this in last year. Then hexadecimal we have another 6 symbol. We take it from the English, that character A B C D E F. So these are 16 hex symbol, and on right hand side I have written their 4-bit binary equivalent. So we are going to use this, but whenever we use this, in your mind you should know that what I am expressing. If I write 3 5 you see 2, you should understand what is the meaning of this. 3 means 0 0 1 1, 5 means 0 1 0 1, C means 1 1 0 0, and 2 means 0 0 1 0. So instead of writing in binary, we shall be writing the address as a 35C2, and that's why you should know this conversion table. So let us stop here. Thanks.